Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fresh Press Hash House. This is our third episode, and hopefully I get this lapel mic right, unlike last time. So, first thing we wanted to do was talk about the hash for the week, and this week we have a little bit of pictures and videos for you from Instagram, and let's go ahead and see that roll for the hash of the week.
Over 20 feet long. They've been on Earth, since the age of the dinosaurs. There are roughly 2 dozen species that occur all over the world. What's strange is that people don't realize that there are fish capable of getting larger than a great white shark. Basically in their backyard. But finding a good sturgeon, it's not easy. If you went fishing,
and we're back. As you can see, that was some dripping, and got to give thanks to everybody who contributed this week to the Instagram feed. Go ahead and tag rosin. That's how I'm finding all the best rosin. And if you want, tag Capital Skunk, and send me anything you want me to show. If you're pressing hash here in the city, send me pictures, send me videos. Would love to show some local hash here in the city. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the fresh pressed beer. And the first part of that is, give a good thanks to the beer makers at Modelo. It's not the best beer in the world, but it's one of my favorite Mexican beers. And, it's a great contender to Corona. I agree, Dos Equis is better. So what we're gonna do is, I have some raspberries and blueberries that I froze, and, well, actually I bought these from Safeway. I didn't freeze them myself. But we're gonna put these into the French press, and then we're gonna add some beer. So this is the good part right here. Get all that juice, yeah. Nice catch. So this is some blackberries and raspberries and blueberries. And what this is gonna do, we're gonna infuse the beer with all of this fresh fruit. And it's gonna be some fresh pressed beer. So here we have the first step is getting this popped open. It gets a little bit messy. That's okay though.
you got crack one on your head.
You gotta drink the end of it, right? I mean, that's what beer's for, drinking. We're gonna go ahead and press this down a little bit. Try and make sure that doesn't overflow, although I have a feeling it's gonna overflow. So this is gonna be a nice foamy beer. Thank you. Oh. Thank you, Jacob. You're the best, man. Appreciate it. Gotta make sure everything's clean, All right. We're gonna go ahead and press this down. Can we get an a zoom into it. Yeah, just see if we get some bubbling action. Yeah, it's blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. So this is probably the most red I've seen it since we started the show. And hopefully it tastes delicious. Let's see. This is super foamy, so. Yeah, this is some fresh pressed beer. Now, because there was so much foam in this beer, we're gonna go ahead and add another beer to it because it's pretty much decarbonated now. So as you can see, there's no carbonation left. All the foam is in the French press. So we're gonna go ahead and add another beer. And I probably won't finish this before the show ends because this is a lot of beer for me. We got 40 minutes though, so you know we might finish it off. I think next time we should change it so that you're over here. All right, so now that we've pressed the beer, we can go ahead and taste this, see how it is. It's still kind of foamy, you know? It's amazing. It tastes just like the fruit medley we just put in there. Blackberries, blueberries. Awesome. Anybody want to taste? It's delicious. Yo, yeah, if you can get a cup and pass that around, it is very delicious. This thing went out, so I'm lighting it up again. What'd you guys think? Not bad, right? It's an interesting flavor. It doesn't taste like a Modelo anymore. That's good. That is really good. So guys, we're gonna take a little break. It's gonna be a little dab break. I'm gonna take some dabs and I'm gonna let you guys listen to some great music here by Samantha Francesca from the Sticky Fingers Collectives. So give it up to them, and gotta thank Hot Coffee and Sticky Fingers for the music. So we're gonna go ahead and thank you. Beer. So that's some great news. You know, I love beer, and cannabis beer is going to be an interesting taste because I know that every strain is going to be a different terpene profile, just like the hops. You know, every hops is going to be different. So, you know, thank you Canada for legalizing it and making this this cannabis, you know, what it is. We got to give good thanks to them.
So hops like a close cousin?
Yeah, it is. It is. It actually it resembles it a lot. It looks like it a lot. When they have like the hops hanging and people take pictures of it, a lot of the times people are like, "Oh, is that weed?"
I always look at the nugs. Look like nugs.
Yeah, like big nugs. Yeah, I actually had there's like the guy from the Canna Clamp company. He actually pressed some hops once in the Canna Clamp, and they do have a little bit of extract. So it's an interesting thing. And if you make your own beer, you have the extract from it too. So I wonder if that's what if they're using the extract for the beer. That means that they could use, like, you know, rosin for the beer too.
Just like, yeah, I guess like in anything, how we even learn how to grow and learn about the plant. Like you said, we learned that the chlorophyll, the plant, is just the vehicle for what we're trying to get to the resin and everything else.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what's up.
Definitely. So next we're gonna go to some news from DC. We're gonna watch a little video, and you know, let's check it out real quick. The YouTube video. And this is local news here in
a potentially
DC.
lethal batch of synthetic marijuana going around DC.
Firefighters have been flooded with calls this week about people overdosing on K2 or spice. They've linked at least 4 deaths to the synthetic drug.
Fox 5's Lindsay Watts broke this story. She is live from Northwest with more. Lindsay.
Sean and Jim, we're here at 3rd and D just to set the scene. DC Police Headquarters is right down the block, and then about 2 blocks.
So we see here, you know, we saw some people dealing with a couple overdoses on this drug. It's called K2. It's been out for at least 10 years.
Yeah, it's been around.
And I gotta say, I tried it once when a friend was trying to quit smoking weed. You know, I tried it, and I didn't personally like it. It wasn't my cup of tea. I don't think I'll ever smoke that stuff. It's nothing like marijuana. It's
nothing at all.
Yeah.
I know the bad thing in the city right now is, like you said, it's been around so long, and it seems like with as many cases of sickness, illness, death, I know 2 people personally that have died off of it. So it's like you would think by now that the city would try to intervene more, other than putting up posters on flyers and posters on buses and stuff like that. But you know, it's like, seem like it's just all part of the plan of moving forward, because it's like it's almost like a poor, lower income, lower class drug, you know. So those are the people who it's affecting. So it's not like getting out there,
Yeah.
and really like.
It's crazy how that drug spread, and and the way that it changes every time that they find out what chemical's in it, and then they find another chemical to make it with. And, you know, people go to extremes, and that's why recently, this past weekend, there's 14 people who died from K2 overdose. That's a lot of people, 14 people, 122 people affected from that drug.
Yeah. See,
That's a
now
lot.
they know.
That's a lot.
That's the tester.
That's a lot.
That's the tester. See, now they know how to cut it. You know what I'm saying? If anybody know that game.
That was their first batch.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, so now we have to cut it so many more times so nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody know that game or recognize that game, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That, like they said, it's the bad batch. So they put that. They know what it was, kind of like. They knew that shit was overpoked. They knew it was.
Yeah,
potent.
they were testing it out.
Put it out there. Put it out there to the public so we can see where we want to cut it back. If we got the best batch out here, we're gonna be better than our competition. Cause we know people in that type of addiction gonna push themselves to the limit. They looking for it. You know? I mean, it's not no such thing as a good batch, but you know, just hypothetically or just, I guess facetiously speaking, or however you want to put it, because we done joked about it a lot, you know. But we all know there's no such thing as a good batch. It's all bad, but
Yeah, it's all
you
it's
know,
all
it's
chemical
like the dope
representation.
game. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
just like the
it's
dope
bad,
game.
man. Yeah, the way that it hits you too, you know, it's just bad, man. And you see that, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. The drugs that are in it change all the time too, because there's a new drug that comes out of some lab in China, and then somebody here tries to recreate that same drug because they read about it, or it's crazy. It's crazy. The internet has opened up a whole new wave of drugs, you know, and you can order anything you want, which is crazy. You can find out about new chemicals that people don't even know exist. It's crazy, you know.
And then another thing, you have a lot of people who say, I hear a lot of people say, well, it's legal in DC, or weed is cheap and cannabis is everywhere and all this stuff. And I just like to say, man, it's addiction is addiction, you know. So you're not gonna, you as a cannabis smoker not gonna go chase no other drugs. So a person who likes that drug is not gonna go chase no cannabis. They gonna go chase their drug of choice. So we gotta be mindful of that, man, and hope the city gets behind this shit some more, man, because it's ridiculous. And that's all it is. It's like we said, it's the tester batch. So you had the people who go down, the people who passed away, the people who got sick. Now they know. Now, guess what? It's just gonna be a bunch of zombies again, and you're not gonna have as many people talking about it or as much sense of urgency about the situation now. So it's gonna go back under the table again and get back to normal.
Yeah, because that's just how things go. You know, next week there's gonna be something else that's gonna be on the news. So you know, that's just the way it is. But you got to remember that if you see people out there, and you know they're struggling with some type of drug addiction, you know, reach out to somebody to help them if you need to. You know, reach out to them if you can. Reach out to a family member. You know, addiction's, you know, it's crazy, man.
It's a rough road. It's a rough road. Believe me, I had family members. My brother who passed away last year, he was a long-time recovering addict. And they always say that they are recovering addicts. You know what I'm saying? They never be, oh, I'm clean. I'm a real person who's been through that struggle. They let you know, man, we always recovering. And luckily, my brother, he was clean for a good amount of years, you know, 10, 12, 15 years. And had one relapse in between, but you know, it was going through a situation and he got back, recovered off of that situation. And like you said, addiction is a monster. It's a big monster out here in our community, and something that shouldn't be taken for granted. Never take it for granted.
You know, if you're taking videos of somebody who's struggling, who's on the ground, you know, shaking and convulsing, it's probably the right time to call for help. So, you know, put the camera down. Call somebody.
Get some help.
Reach out for help, you know.
Pick
up the video later, because, you know, we all needed to see that happen too. So thank you, but, you know, call for help.
We got to be more mindful, be more aware of our own, and be more helpful to our own people.
Yeah, so we're going to take a small little break, listen to some music, and we'll be back in about a minute with some getting ready to press some hash. I've got a 3-gram puck that we're gonna press with the can of clamp. So we're gonna get it hot and ready. All right, thanks guys. Be right back. All right, guys, so I've already put the puck in the paper, and I'm gonna go ahead and press it now. And we're gonna let it get heated up real quick. All right. Drink some beer. What the fuck? Shit turned off on me. This is not good. Oh damn, I think my mechanic lamp broke. That's not cool. Well guys, my can clamp has bit the dust. So say goodbye. After 8 months of pressing, I gotta bid you goodbye. This is really sad. Rest in peace, can clamp. Till next time. I gotta get something to replace it. So guys, we're gonna take a quick 1 minute break and then we'll be right back. Thanks. Yeah, we're gonna come back to this this like little experiment I'm doing, and then we'll close out right after this experiment. All right. I bet. All right, guys, so real quick, I'm gonna show you the next step in the lactobacillus serum that we started last week. So I've let the rice wash sit for about a week now, and it smells like cheese. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop about 1 part lactobacillus serum in here, and 1 part and 10 parts milk. So. And it doesn't have to be exact. This is just, you know, see if we can get it to work. So we'll come back next week and I'll show you guys what this has become. We'll check it out. There'll be curds, and thank you for checking in, and we'll see you guys next week. This is Capital Skunk with the Fresh Pressed Hash House. All right, you guys take care.
Do the dance now.